Tune in to Sports 360 with Ahmed Hamad.
On the second day of the first cricket test match between South Africa and Sri Lanka, South Africa in their second innings were 132 for the loss of 3 wickets. They lead by 281 runs with 7 wickets in hand. Earlier, South Africa resumed their first inning at 80 for 4 and were bowled out for 191. And in reply, Sri Lanka were bowled out for 42, their lowest total against South Africa, and South Africa took 149 runs first inning lead. On a fast forward second day, 19 wickets were fell and records tumbled. Sri Lanka were dismissed for 42, their lowest total, which was also the lowest total score against South Africa and the second shortest in terms of number of balls faced, which is 83. South African fast bowler Marco Jansen, 7 for 13, headlined South Africa's pace pack. He bowled 41 balls in the innings, the joint fewest in history to take 7 wickets and gave South Africa 149 run first inning lead. By the end of the day, that had grown to 281, and the partnership between Temba Bavuma and Tristan Stubbs to 43, the second highest of the match. South Africa resumed their first inning at the overnight score of 80 for 4 and found themselves troubled 15 overs into the day on 117 for 7. They were in danger of being shot out for their lowest total against Sri Lanka, which is 128, but their handy lower order partnership and Bavuma knock of 70 took them to 191, still their third lowest against Sri Lanka, and it was made to look like much bigger total when South Africa got the ball in hand. On day 2, resuming their first inning at 80 for 2, because on day 1, because of the rain, only 20 overs were bowled, but South Africa lost their 5th wicket and first wicket of the day when they were 83. Just 3 runs were added and Kyle Verinen, the not-out batsman, was out after scoring 9. He was legged before by Lahiru Kumar. And then Vayan Mudlar was retired hurt after scoring 9 runs. The 6th wicket fell at 113. Marco Jansen was the 6th to go in the 33rd over and he made 13. He was also legged before by Prabath Jayasuriya. The 7th at 117. Only 4 runs were added and Gerald Coetzee was out in the 35th over. He made only 1 run. He was caught by Mendes of the bowling of Prabath Jayasuriya. The 8th at 143. South African 8th wicket fell at 143 and in the 41st over, Keshav Maharaj was out after scoring 24. He was caught by De Silva of the bowling of Vishka Fernando. And then the 9th wicket at 165. Temba Bavuma playing a brilliant knock of 70 in difficult condition from 117 balls with the help of 9 fours and 1 6 and a captain's knock. He was caught by Lahiru Kumar off the bowling of Avishka Fernando. And then the 10th and final wicket of Kagiso Rabada in the 50th over. When South Africa were 191, Kagiso Rabada scored 15 from 23 balls with the help of 2 fours. He was caught by Dinesh Chandimal off the bowling of Fernando. So South Africa were bowled out for 191 from 49.4 overs. Sri Lankan bowling, Ashista Fernando, 14.4 overs, 3 maiden, 44 runs and 3 wicket. Vishwa Fernando, 15 overs, 2 maiden, 35 runs and 2 wicket. So both the opening bowlers have captured 5 wickets. Then Angelo Matthews, he bowled just 2 overs and 2 maiden overs without taking any wicket. Lahiru Kumara, 12 overs, 1 maiden, 70 runs and 3 wicket. Prabath Jayasuriya, 5 overs, 1 maiden, 24 runs and 2 wicket. Dhananjaya De Silva, 1 over for 11 runs. But Sri Lanka, after dismissing South Africa for just 191, were in deep trouble throughout their innings. They only batted for 13.5 overs and could only score 42, their lowest ever against South Africa. The first wicket fell at 6 and the 3rd over. Damit Karunaratne was out after scoring 2. He was caught by David Bedingham off the bowling of Kagiso Rabada. Second, after the addition of just 1 run, Pathun Nisanka, the other opener, out after scoring 3. He was caught by Tristan Stubbs off the bowling of Marco Jansen. Marco Jansen show begins here. Third at 9, 2 runs were added and Dinesh Chandimal was clean bowled by Marco Jansen without scoring. Fourth at 16, Angelo Matthews, the veteran, he was out caught by Bettingham off the bowling of Marco Jansen for just 1 run. And then the fifth wicket at 32. Kamindu Mandis out after scoring 13 from 20 balls with the help of 3 fours, and he was also caught by David Bettingham off the bowling of Jarrell Coetzee. The sixth at 32, the Nanjaya De Silva, the captain of Sri Lanka, he was clean bowled by Marco Jansen for 7. The seventh at 32 in the 12th over, Prabath Jayasuriya was caught by Tristan Stubbs of the bowling of Marco Jansen for naught, and then 8th wicket fell at 32, back-to-back 2 wickets at 32. Kushal Mendes was out on the very first ball of 13th over, and he was also out without scoring, leg before by Jarrell Coetzee. The ninth at 42, Vishwa Fernando in the 14th over, he was clean bowled by Marco Jansen. He played 3 balls and was clean up. Then the 10th and final wicket at 42, back-to-back wickets at 32. 4 wicket fell at 32, 5th at 32, 6th at 32, 7th at 32, and 8th at 32, and 2 wickets have fell at 42. 9th at 42, and 10th and final wicket also fell at 42. Ashita Fernando was out in the 14th over without scoring, caught and bowled by Marco Jansen. So whole Sri Lankan team was out in just 13.5 overs, scoring only 42 runs. Only 2 batsmen, Kamindu Mandis with 13 and Lahiru Kumara, who remained unbeaten on 10, were the 2 batsmen who entered the double figures. Rest of the batsmen couldn't even reach the double figures. For South Africa, Kagiso Rabada, 4 overs, 1 maiden, 10 runs and 1 wicket. But Marco Jansen, what a bowling spell. 6.5 overs, 1 maiden, 13 runs and 7 wickets. 7 for 13 from 6.5 overs with 1.90 is his economy. Jarrell Coetzee, 3 overs, 18 runs and 2 wickets. In reply, South Africa were 132 for 3 at close of second day's play with a lead of 281. They lost their first wicket in the second inning at 47 in the 12th over when Tony Zizorzi was out after scoring 17. He was caught by Avishka Fernando off the bowling of Prabath Jayasuriya. The second wicket fell after adding another 30 runs at 77. Vian Mulder was out, leg before by Prabath Jayasuriya. He's made 15 runs. And then third wicket at 89. Aiden Makram was out after scoring 47 from 81 balls with help of 4 fours and 1 6. He was bowled by Vishka Fernando. Tristan Stubbs with 17 and Temba Bavuma, the captain, with 24 runs were the 2 not-out batsmen. For Sri Lanka, Ashita Fernando, 8 overs, 1 maiden, 25 runs and no wicket. Vishwa Fernando, 10 overs, 1 maiden, 33 runs and 1 wicket. Lahiru Kumara, 7 overs, 3 maiden, 14 runs and no wicket. While Prabath Jayasuriya, 15 overs, 1 maiden, 48 runs and 2 wickets.
Keep on watching Sports 360 with Ahmed Hamad for latest news, views, and interviews of sports personalities from around the world.